Hello, 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 hello. I'm not sure if anyone is here or if anyone is up. Boy, do I have a story to tell today. The jokes just keep getting funnier and funnier and funnier. But you know what? You know what? I, at this point in time, don't care because I've proven my case. I have proven my case. And I wanted to make hi. Thank you for joining me. I hope you can hear me. Say hi in the chat box. It's so funny. But you know what? I received a letter today, and those of you who have been following my story knows about Apple and Amazon stealing my work. Shortly after that, I was put under surveillance by who I don't know. After that, I went back to this so-called human being named David Jesse and was starting another business. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, say hi in the chat room because I need to know you can hear me. Then, when I was starting that hosiery business, America is not a just country. Let me just call it like I see it. America is not a just country. It is a very unjust country. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. It is not a just country. It is a very unjust country. Very unjust and extremely corrupt. And it's something that I had to experience to believe. And those of you who have been following my story, and thank you for joining me, Andrew, know all the crazy coincidences in me on my quest to find the truth. But before I go into tonight's story, because I'm documenting all of this, because all of this is evidence, okay? I'm documenting all of this. Is, and I'm going to say this, and I've never spoken about this before, but it's something was on my mind for a very long time, which led me to believe that this was going on a lot longer. I remember when I was 14 years old, I was 14 going on 15. And I remember I just moved to the United States. And well, Andrew, by the time I'm finished this story, you're going to be crying because I'm going to be leaving. And I'm going to be leaving the United States for good. I should not have come back. But because of my family, they told me to come back. I'm like, after today, I'm going to tell you the story. But I want to go into the past a little bit because I think there's a lot more to this that I don't know about that needs to be exposed. But I think it's pertinent and it's important that I put this out there. When I first came to the United States, I was 14 years old. And I used to go to school in Manhattan. And what's interesting is one day I was either 14 or 15, and I was really young at the time. And when I was young, like I'm 38 now, okay? I'm 38 now and I don't look it. So imagine when I'm 14, I was much thinner. I was very, very, very skinny. I must have been like 90 pounds. And I was very tall. So very tall and very skinny. Everyone who's joining, say hi in the chat room, okay? And I was 14 or 15 when I was on the train, okay? And this guy, this grown man, okay, he was a grown man, comes up to me in New York City. I'm on the old 2 train, the one with the gray seats. And this is a packed train early in the morning on my way to high school. And he, on a packed train, starts caressing my face like he knows me. And I'm like, I literally froze because I was like, how does this man, because I'm new to the United States, right? And I'm like 14, 15. And I'm telling you, when I was 14, 15, okay, I look young now. When I was 14, 15, I was so thin. I was maybe like 90, not even 90 pounds. I was maybe like 80 pounds. And I was very tall. And I looked like very young, you know? I didn't look old. Like I didn't look my age. I looked very young. And these are things that have been swirling in my mind. Then a second time, when I was 17 years old, I was on my way to college. Okay. And my first university was Buffalo University. And I used to take the bus up there from New York. And one day, when we were taking the bus, I noticed this car on the right side of the bus that was going from New York to Buffalo. It's over 800 miles. It followed this bus all the way up to Rochester. Now, the bus did have stops and the car stopped. And I'm like, but that's strange. I said, this car is following us all the way up. Maybe they're driving to Buffalo as well. Hi, I'm asking everyone to say hi in the chat room. Oh, have I got a story for you guys tonight? And I noticed when we got off at a bus stop in Rochester, this guy comes off the bus, walks up to me, says hi. Guys, I'm 17 years old. He's a grown man. The first time I was 14 years old and he was a grown man. Let me finish the story about when I was 14 years old and I was new to the United States. Okay. I knew no one. And I lived in Brooklyn and I went to school in Manhattan. Okay. And this was one time that my brother didn't go to school with me. On the train, I forgot to mention that he's on the train and the guy's caressing my face like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And I froze like, what the hell kind of country is this where grown men are publicly caressing the face of young girls? Hi, 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 hi. I have a story for you guys. So stick around. Stick around. You're gonna love this story. So he starts caressing my face. I'm like, and I told you when I was 14, I was really tiny. Okay, I was really, really, really tiny. And this Caucasian woman like sees what's going on. This is a packed train. No man stood up to fight for me. By the way, the man was Caucasian and I was black. So you can clearly see that he wasn't a family member. And everyone was listening to him, telling me, like caressing my face on a packed 2 train in front of everyone. And it's like, you're so beautiful. What's your name? And I'm like, so finally this Caucasian woman got so angry. She was like, stop touching her. And he turns around and let me make a note. This man was not a bum. He was not dressed like a bum. Hi, he was not dressed like a bum. He didn't look like a bum. He was properly dressed like he was going to work. Okay? And this Caucasian woman yells, stop touching her. He turns to the woman and literally was about to lunge at her on the train and beat the crap out of her. She took a step back and she says, I know her mother. And when he heard those words, when the train pulled into the train station, he flew off the train like a bat out of hell. And I just sat there frozen. And this lady came up to me and was like, listen, where are you going? And I'm like, I'm going to school. She's like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 14. She's like, is any family member taking you to school? I said, no. She said, look, I'm going to take you. I'm going up to the Upper West Side and I'm going to take you up there. Okay? Make sure you go straight to school. And I said, okay. So she rode with me all the way up until I got off at my stop. And she's like, be safe, you know? So I was like, okay, that was when I was 14. I'm getting to a point, guys. I'm going to make a point. We're going to go in tonight, okay? The second time I was 17 years old. And this is when I was 16, 17, around that age. And I was going to university at Buffalo. And I was taking the bus from New York to Buffalo, which is over 800 miles. Okay? So, oh, wait till guys hear this story. You guys are gonna be like, you're not gonna be, it's not even funny anymore. It's just beyond ridiculous. I'm not even gonna contest it. I'm wrapping this up because I'm gonna go full circle with this whole thing. So I'm going to Buffalo, okay? I'm going to Buffalo. And I noticed I sat on the right side of the bus, okay? Right side of the bus. And I noticed there's a car following the bus. And I'm like, okay, well, it's 800 miles. So obviously there's going to be people going in the same direction. So about 400 miles in, which was, we got to Rochester. Rochester might be like 4 to 600 miles. I can't really remember, but it was about that. I remember it was Rochester. We got off at the bus stop, okay, because we made stops. This car gets out. I get off the bus and I notice the car stop. So I was like, okay, it's a bus stop. Of course, we're going to get out. Now I'm 16 going on 17. And again, when I was 16 going on 17, I was tiny. Okay, yes, I was lifting weights, I was running track, but I was still really, really, really tiny. It's only recently that I just like started putting on like weight. And I still look really skinny. But it's just recently I just started putting on like weight. But I've always been like skinny all my life, right? So anyway, this guy gets off the bus. I could describe him to a T. He was wearing those old dungarees, you know, those old jeans, before denim became hip. He was wearing those old Lee jeans. Remember those Lee jeans? Okay. He had blonde hair. He was very, very attractive. He had blonde hair, but he was a grown man. He wasn't young. Okay. He wasn't young at all. And he gets off the bus and he sees me and he comes up to me and he starts talking to me. And I said to myself, I said, did he follow me out of New York? I was like, nah. So he was like, okay, you know, I'd love to meet you again. And I'm saying to myself, I said, I saw his car when we got out of New York. I saw his car. I was like, did he follow me all the way out of New York? I was like, this is Rochester. And he gave me his phone number. And he told me to call him. And I could describe him to a T. He was blonde, I've never seen an American, and I'm not saying they don't exist. They do. He had an American accent. But I've never seen an American man with that kind of blonde hair. It was like blonde, like Scandinavian blonde or German blonde, like. And I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying that even to today, I haven't seen an American man with that kind of blonde hair. Women, yeah. Men, no. And he had the most incredible blonde hair. And I remember that about him. And I remember the way he was dressed. It was kind of like a plaid kind of top. It was either blue and white or red and white. And I remember these jeans, these Lee jeans. And I remember the kind of car he was driving. And he gave me his card. Not his card, he gave me his number. Okay, it wasn't his card, it was his number. And he said, call me sometime. And I'm like, I said, that's strange. I said, this is 17 years old. I was 17, okay? I'm like, that's really weird to me. Like, why would he? And I didn't think anything of it. The third time, right? I left Buffalo to do a study abroad program. And the study abroad program, I chose England. I wanted to do Italy, but they wouldn't let me go to Italy because my Italian at the time, it wasn't good enough. So they were like, no, you have to go somewhere where you understand the language. You have to understand basic Italian. So I was like, okay, so let me go to England. So I went to England, and the first day I arrived in England, I went there with my mom, and my mom left, and I was in England by myself. So the second day we had orientation. So in orientation, it must have been, it's students, listen, it's students from all four corners of the planet, okay? Students from all four corners of the planet. And this was a really, really, at the time I went there, and I think it's even an even better school now when I went there, than when I went there. So I'm sitting in orientation, and this guy walks in. Now, orientation was about 500 to about 1,000 students, okay? Because we had a show where it was all international students, and they filled up an entire, I think it was a sports arena auditorium. Okay, so you're looking at about 500 to about 1,000 students. This is my first time in England, guys. My first time in England. So I'm in the auditorium by myself. I know no one. So I saw these black girls. I was like, oh, let me go sit next to them, They were these like rich, posh black girls from Africa. So I was like, oh, let me go sit next to them. So we sat next to them and we kind of like, hi, how are you? And in walks this guy, an Adonis looking guy. I mean, I'm not going to call his name because his family is very powerful, so I'm not going to call his name. And I know my former bosses at the UN knows his family, so I'm not going to call his name. But he was German. So in walks this guy. I mean, he was so gorgeous, this man. He walks into the auditorium late. He had a habit of doing that. He was literally built, guys. When I tell you I had the strangest experience, he was literally like someone literally put him together in a lab. I am not lying to you. He was that drop dead gorgeous. He walks in late as the orientation was about to start. The women, he was so breathtaking. The women literally started fainting. These British women started fainting. I'm watching these middle-aged British women literally start passing out when they see him. The girls next to me, they were behind me, they start giggling like, whoa! Literally, the whole auditorium was like, ah! He was that stunning. And I say to myself in my head, my God, this man is drop dead gorgeous. And I say, I will never date a guy like that. He's too beautiful. He's going to cause a bunch of problems. So he starts walking up. Before he does that, he looks around the room. This is a huge auditorium, guys. He looks around the room, walks up the stairs. This is an auditorium of about 500 to about 1,000 students from all over the world. Walks up and sits right next to me and introduces himself. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm not going to go into detail about how that ended. Why am I talking about these three things? I'm talking about these three things because I'm like, were they monitoring me long before I went to that meeting with David Chesky? And the reason why I ask is because of these three strange scenarios. What would give some grown man the impetus to start caressing a 14-year-old girl's face on a packed subway train in New York City. And then when someone tries to stop him, he tries to beat the person up. What would give this another Adonis looking man, but he was blonde. He was like an unusual blonde. I've never seen a man with that kind of blonde hair in my life. Okay? I'm like blonde. Like blonde. I've seen, like when I was in Europe, when I lived in Europe, I've seen real European women with that kind of blonde hair. In the United States, I've never seen a woman with that, not even a woman with that kind of, I've seen blonde women, naturally blonde, but not that kind of European stark blonde. It was the strangest thing. So I began thinking, was I being monitored? It was golden blonde. It was, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Swedes. You know when the Swedes are, but not just the blonde hair, but the complexion. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you know there are people who dye their hair blonde, but you look at their skin complexion, right? Like for me, my highlights are bronze. Like I'm bronze, I'm black, but my undertones, it's bronze. You see? You know, when you look at blonde people, they have those highlights in their skin. If the person was blonde and he had, look, the best way I could honestly describe this person was an Aryan. I'm sorry. That's just the best way I could describe this person. Because I've seen that kind of, even though we know Aryans aren't European, Aryans are from India. Arya. Okay, they're Indian. That's a Hindu word, Arya. Or maybe it's Dravidic. It might even be Persian, the Aryas. I think that's Persian, okay, because the word Hindu, which is Sindhu, they got from the Persians when the Persians occupied India, used to be Dravidian until the Persians occupied India and called it Sind. And that's where you get Hindu from. But anyway, the word Aryan is not European. It doesn't mean blonde hair and blue eyes. It's a damn Indian word to describe India, which they got from the Persians, but whatever. But what I'm saying is the modern ideology of what an Aryan looks like. That's exact. When you look at Hitler's video, okay, with that blonde stock of hair and those blue eyes, that's what this person looked like. Honestly. That exactly, Maria. That is exactly what I was like. Even when I met the person, I was like, what the hell? It's like this person's really blonde. Like, and that's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, I was like, that's weird. Anyway, so it got me thinking. It got me thinking. What if I was being monitored much longer than when I went to that meeting with David Chesky? Right? Anyway, so those of you who know my story knows about the situation with this immigration business, right? So I get back the letter today from immigration. And you know what immigration said to me? You submitted a form N400. I'm not going to read all of it, okay? I'm just going to read 2 paragraphs. Application for naturalization to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. Under Section 316 of the Immigration and Nationality Act. After a thorough review, now I had to defend why I should become a citizen. And the main argument was I was out of the country for 6 months because they were trying to murder me in the shelter system. And immigration needed me to prove that I was being persecuted. Okay? And I told them I was being slandered. You can't prove persecution. okay? But I got documents, one that I submitted to Internal Affairs Bureau when I was assaulted inside of the church, and I was called again by an inspector, Inspector Watkins, who wanted me to go and to work on the case with him regarding the assault by these police officers as a result of the perverts in Times Square Church. I'm like, I am not coming to speak to an inspector in the police department without a lawyer. So thank you, inspector, but I'm not doing it, you know? And I left because they were following me. They were, hi, Gumdrop. They were following me. I was slandered, dragged through the mud. All of these emails I provided to them and showed them why I left, and I showed them why I had good conduct. So get what immigration sends me. After a thorough review of information provided in your application for naturalization, the documents supporting your application, let me tell you what I sent in. Okay, I sent in emails confirming that the criminal Jim Cimbala in Brooklyn Tabernacle introduced me to someone in his church who was connected to the UN. I wanted to establish that he knew where I worked and that I went to that church. Okay. I also sent an email. I also gave them an email showing that I was being harassed inside of the church and I needed to know what was going on that was making these accusations against me. What was the cause of these accusations against me. I provided immigration with that email. I provided immigration with the email of the slander campaign where they lied and said that I was an abuser. Okay. And the mother defended me and said that is not true. Meanwhile, I was going through this. I provided evidence of this. I provided evidence of the complaint with the NYPD, okay, which is 2015, and the email between myself and the inspector at the NYPD showing that I suffered at the hands of this church. Okay, then I provided them with the fake ass criminal record that I just discovered 1 month ago that's on my record. I provided the letter from the Action Center. I provided the letter that I'm in college right now and I'm on the dean's list, okay, for GPA. I provided them the letter, the appointment letter, working at the United Nations, okay, when I was appointed to work at the United Nations, to show them good conduct. I showed them the separation letter to let them know that I was no longer working at the United Nations, and I also submitted to them to show them good character, performance evaluation form, and I provided them, which is what they wanted to see, that I filed my taxes because I had some taxes overdue because I was not working, because I was being harassed, slandered, lied, and persecuted in New York. And I showed them that I paid my taxes this year and I have no taxes due to the United States, to the IRS for 2018 that resolved the tax issue then. Okay, because if I had outstanding taxes, I would not have gotten to file my taxes without that being resolved. So this is what they say. After a thorough review, and I had to defend, all this is evidence to show them, and this is the same immigration, I'll go there. I had to defend why I should become a United States citizen. And this is what the letter that immigration sent back to me. After a thorough review of the information provided in your application for naturalization, the documents supporting your application and your testimony during the naturalization interview, USCIS has determined that you are not eligible for naturalization. According to USCIS, must deny your application for naturalization. And then they state the grounds for denial, which was being out of the country longer than 6 months. And by the way, when I was out of the country, Apple followed me to Trinidad. Jim Cimbala and his church followed me to Trinidad. The same Jim Cimbala that accused me and slandered me and dragged my name through the mud, and I provided evidence of that to USCIS. The same Jim Cimbala took his church. Never had they been in Trinidad and Tobago. Never. Took his church to Trinidad. And do you know what he did? The first thing he did when he got to Trinidad was meet with the politicians. Okay? The second thing this devil did when he got to Trinidad was meet with all the churches. And do you know who told me? It was the good, decent people in Trinidad who was like, that man, because they were all monitoring me, they said to me, that man who's caused you all the problems in New York is in Trinidad. And I'm like, what? I was like, this man, he's been in ministry for 20-something years. He's never been to Trinidad. They said, you better go look. And sure enough, the demon was in Trinidad. What do you think this demon Jim Cimbala was doing in Trinidad? This criminal? Hmm? Hmm? Think about it. Are you guys there? Type in the chat box and let me know that you're listening. Okay, so basically, immigration has determined that I am unfit to become a US citizen. The woman who invented the iPod and the Kindle on American soil had it stolen by Apple and Amazon. In return, I get implanted. Hi, thank you. In return, I get implanted. Let me show you what's inside of my body. Hold on one second. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Andrew, I am so sorry. This is what the churches do. And I'm so sorry. That's why I made the videos, to go check your rap sheet, because they'll put bogus shit on your rap sheet and then you get denied. And let me tell you a joke. Do you know what immigration said to me? They denied me citizenship. But do you know what the immigration officer said to me? The immigration officer said to me, he said, listen, you're already a US citizen because your mom was a US citizen before you were 18. All you had to do was go and swear in. If you think this is not a conspiracy, if you think this is not a conspiracy, okay. And I want you guys to get a pen and paper because I'm going to give you guys some homework to do. Okay? And some of you are going to be goddamn shocked when you see. Now I'm going to go over, okay? Now, I could make this in a video. I could make this in a whole spreadsheet and scan it. And I'm not doing all of that now, okay? I'm just going to show you. You see this? I can make a proper video and edit it. I'm just not doing that now. This is a spur of the moment because I just got this letter. Okay, this, my dear, is one of the heat signatures coming off of my hand. This is a professional scan. Okay. You see this? 90 degrees Fahrenheit coming off the side of my head. This is 87 degrees Fahrenheit coming off the back of my head. Okay? But what I want you to see this is what they did to my eyes. Can you see? Type yes if you can see. Type yes if you can see. Now I can make a professional video. Good. Okay, I have naturally brown eyes. Okay, thank you. I have naturally brown eyes. Okay, listen to what they did. Jones's naturally brown eyes reflected light purple at the pupil and a brown with purple at the iris bilaterally. In addition, there was an area of fluorescent pink in the median of the sclera bilaterally. Now, why are my pupils turning purple? This is what they did to my eye. Okay? But the best part is this. Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see the blue circles? I need you to tell me if you can see the blue circles. Said, yes, I can see the blue circles. Do you want to know what those blue circles are? Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, F2H. You can, great. Do you want to know what those blue circles are? Those blue circles, my dear, are implants. Implants. The wireless body area networks. The wireless body area networks. You know what I find ironic about this letter denying me citizenship? On my green card since 2004, you know what it says? Born in the United States. On my green card. And I gave it to immigration. Born in the United States. Do you want to know what it says on that criminal record for the person who committed that crime and pretended to be me in that courtroom? The person was born in Manhattan and as a U.S. citizenship, U.S. citizen. Now ask yourself, if I am a U.S. citizen, what am I doing with a green card and going to apply for citizenship? Can you smell a cover-up? Why do I have, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 areas on my body with signals coming out and signals going in. Hmm? Okay. Don't you find that ironic? There's more I can show you, but I don't want to show you. So those of you who are saying, oh no, you're not implanted, you're crazy, you're making it up. Explain this shit and this shit. Now, why with the US government? Ironically enough, let me tell you another joke. When I was in immigration and they asked me about that trumped up rap sheet, oh, remind me, I got something really interesting I want you guys to check out too. They showed me a picture. My hair was just like this. They showed me a picture and they said, this is the photo. This is the photo that's associated with this criminal record. And I mused over that photo and I said, no, that photo is not 2002 because I didn't wear my hair like that in 2002. I wore my hair a certain way in 2002 because I was modeling. So no, I didn't wear my hair like that. I said I wore my hair like that much later. The photo was a pass and behold. Now my video, you see how the video is going unstable all of a sudden? Lo and behold, there was no photo. Do you smell a cover-up? Is it me? Or it seems like, it appears to me, there's something going on here. Wow, Andrew. But it gets better. So after I finished the last video 2 days ago, I saw a commercial from Experian. You know Experian, one of the credit bureaus. And it said, I'm going to write it down below and I want everyone to go do this now. It takes about 5 minutes. Experian dark web scan. So those of you who know the dark web is not the deep web. Okay, the deep web is where a lot of these websites keep their, like a back door, like a back website that's private to them, kind of like an intranet, right? It gets better. Okay, guys, I want everyone to Google right now, if you can, Experian dark web scan. It gets better. So I said, you could scan the dark web. The dark web is about 4% of the internet. And the only thing that takes place on this dark web is crime. That's where the traffickers are, the drug dealers are, the hitmen are. That's where they put out the hits. That's where Bitcoin came from and cryptocurrency came from, because they were trading in cryptocurrency, before cryptocurrency became this thing, that's where cryptocurrency emerged from. That was the currency they used to do whatever work they wanted to do on that dark web. So I ran a scan, and lo and behold, they said to me, your email was hacked by 7 fucking companies, 7 fucking hackers, and all your information was leaked. I was like, what? One was through LinkedIn. The other one, Experian didn't want to give me the name. Then I went to another website. Guys, I want you to perform an Experian dark web scan. Do it now. It takes 5 minutes. The other website is this one. Have I been pawned? The one on Experian is free. This is another one that lets you know if you are floating around on the dark web. Guys, get what I'm trying to show you. The dark web is where these criminal activities take place. The dark web is where you're being virtually raped from. The dark web is where the trafficking takes place. The dark web is where your insurance, your illegal criminal insurance takes place. Okay, the insurance they take out on some of you, and when they successfully kill you, they collect their money. It's the dark web. I told you that in a video. The dark web is where the hackers are. That's where they get paid. That's where your perps are. Okay? Don't think for 1 second any of this is being done over the internet as we know it. No, all of this is being done on the dark web. I've told you that. That's where the porn sites are, where those of you who are being virtually raped, that's where the porn sites are. Okay? Those of you who are being bought and sold and trafficked medically, that's where it's being done. It's the dark web. So I went to another website. That one. Have I been pawned? Now, is everyone hearing me? I need to make sure everyone is hearing me. Is everyone hearing me? I need to know, are you guys here? Because if no one's listening, what's it? Okay, good. Anyone else? Okay, good, good. Because I'm giving you guys some serious information. Go to that website. Have I been pawned? And that website revealed that, thank you, that I was hacked. My email was hacked. Not only that, they tell you what was hacked, your email, your passwords. Okay? You guys are wondering how this shit is done? Nobody's giving you this information. And I believe this was retaliation. I truly believe this was retaliation for the information I'm giving you. Because the reason why I say this was retaliation for the information I'm giving you is because there's someone I know who did their audits. And remember, immigration is governed by the Department of Homeland Security. Okay? U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is controlled by Department of Homeland Security. And it's so interesting that phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4 is governed by Department of Homeland Security. There are 4 phases to the targeting program. When they get you in phase 4, the end goal is to kill you. In the mainstream media, they call this targeted lists, death lists, or murder lists. Okay? In the Matrix, red pill, blue pill. Okay? It's someone I know who had their audits done knows that the phase 1 to 4 program is controlled by DHS. And it's ironic that it's DHS who denied me becoming a citizen. Okay? I can contest this because technically I'm a US citizen, and I've been a US citizen because my mother was a US citizen before I was 18. And the immigration officer told me, you're already a US citizen. Your mom was a US citizen before you were 18. Your problem is that you were not born in the United States. So that rap sheet is a setup. He didn't say that, but I'm telling you, that rap sheet, I was on that rap sheet, is a setup. Okay? If you guys think I'm a fake, look at the shit I go through. If you think I'm a fake and I'm a phony and I'm a joker and I have time for bullshit, okay, I really don't. Am I going to contest this? No. I'm to the point, let me be honest with you. I have done nothing wrong to any American person. But I will not permit anyone who is American to treat me like a second fucking class citizen. Number one. Number two, I have had enough work stolen. If I tell you the amount of work and of the amount of intellectual property that was stolen from me, you will be astounded if I tell you. Okay? Just recently, I came up with a system, okay? It's called PennyNet. That was stolen, and I didn't share. I shared it with a couple of people, okay? And they can prove to you I'm the originator of this. That was stolen by one of the biggest YouTubers, and he's making a cryptocurrency out of my PennyNet system. Okay? You see this chat box that we're chatting in? See this concept for the chat box that we're chatting in while we're live streaming? I'm the one that came up with that. It's called interactive media. The iPod, the Kindle, the hosiery, and I can go on and on and on. I'm not a designer, okay? I can't illustrate stuff, okay? I cannot illustrate stuff, but I try to draw what's in my head and I put it on paper. And I don't go to the patent office because I already know the moment they see my name. I just got denied citizenship in the United States. You ready for this? I just got denied citizenship in the United States. Do you know that I have 2 copyright claims in the US Copyright Office? Do you want to know why? They're denying me citizenship. So Apple gets to keep the iPod, Amazon gets to keep the Kindle. The world interactive media is all over the world, so they all keep that, right? Interactive media, that's not something I can get financial damages for. That shit is everywhere, right? They get to keep interactive media. Another American, because they're telling me they cannot give me citizenship on the grounds that I am not a good citizen. This is why they're telling me they can't give me citizenship. It gets better. Another American, one of the biggest YouTubers, his name is James, is it, shit, I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. So, my PennyNet system. And I showed it to a couple of people. I showed his system to a couple of people. And I asked them to look at it. And they said, Renetta, this is your work. They said, this is your work. And I was like, hold on 1 second. Let me just turn on this fan right here. Sorry, it's freezing. And they said, Renetta, this is your work. And I'm like, No shit. Okay? So can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So they did this on the grounds that I'm not a good citizen. Now I'm going to tell you, I have 2 copyright claims in the United States Copyright Office. And I don't care if they deny it, because I already know if they deny it to steal it. What did I do in this copyright claim? Well, what I did is I did some market research, and I'm making videos about this. I did some market research. This is a person, now remember, I'm the person, 17 years I've been going through intellectual property theft. I did some market research, and I saw that the global market for Carnival is $100 billion industry. And in terms of market capitalization, Brazil is number 1. And they dominate the market to the tune of like $3.1 billion a year. 1 year. I've been to Brazil's Carnival. I've been to Trinidad's Carnival. Both are different. Both are great, but they're both different. So I said to myself, I said, look, so I did some research, and I'm going to answer a question after this. And remind me, I'm going to tell you something about that that website hacking again from Experian, and what someone else discovered. Let me just tell you what someone else discovered. So I told a whole bunch of people when I discovered you could scan the dark web. And lo and behold, someone calls me back and they're like, Renata. I'm like, yeah. They said I performed the scan. I said, yes. They hacked the email and had this person, yes, Andrew, it is, and had this person on a porn site called fling.com. Let me write the site, www.fling.com. And only because I told them about this site, yep, only because I told them, go get this scan done from Experian. And they listened to me. It took them 5 minutes and they had the scan done. It told them first they were able to do it through their email, which is how they did it to me. And via their email, hacking their private information, they put this person on a porn site. And this is a professional person who had no clue they were on a fucking porn site on the dark web. That's the site, www.fling.com. For me, it says you were hacked in 2 areas. One, they gave me the website was through LinkedIn. They have her on that site. It's a porn site. It's a live porn site. And they have her on that porn site. Get it? These are lovely people. And I am unfit to become. I am unfit to become a US citizen because of lack of good character. The first site, and I'm going to go back to my closing story. The first site is LinkedIn. The second one, they told me, they said there's another place they hack you, but we don't have a website. So God only knows where they have me on the dark web. God only knows what they have on the dark web masquerading as me. God only knows. Luckily for this person, they found the porn site that they linked them to. So I'm going to say this again. If you're being virtually raped, it is not some crazy ass person in jail. It's not some this person there and that. It is being done on the dark web. That is where you are. That is where the cameras in your homes, the cameras that they have hidden in your homes are. The live feed is going back to the dark web. Okay? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Go and do the scans. It's 5 minutes. It's free. It will come back and tell you if you've been hacked and how they violated you. The second site is haveibeenpawned.com. Type in your email and it's going to let you know every single place where your information was hacked. Guys, think about what you put in your emails, okay? There's a lot of sensitive information in your email. It lets you know your email, your username, your password, your address, everything about you. So now you see how they were able to hack me here and how I ended up with this fake ass rap sheet. You see the connection? But the United States government has determined, the US government, and I'm going to shame the shit out of the US government, have determined I don't have good conduct to be a US citizen. And I didn't prove that I was being persecuted with a fake ass rap sheet, hacked, and my data stolen and breached and violated, and only found out 17 fucking years later that I don't have good conduct to be in the United States. But it gets better. So the US government has determined that I am unfit to be a US citizen. Am I going to challenge this? They told me that I have the right to challenge it. I'm not. You know why? Because I feel like this. If they feel like this towards me, I'm not fighting them. Because it's not like they don't know. It is not like they don't know. I worked at the UN. All the government officials in this country knows me. All of them. Okay? If this is what they feel about me, I'm not fighting it. I'm like, whatever. But let me tell you the best part. Hold on. Then I'm gonna answer your questions afterwards. So get this. So while I'm here, because this is how I am, I looked at this carnival market. I said to myself, look, this carnival market is a serious industry. I'm going to answer all your questions afterwards. Okay? And I did my research, I did my market analysis, and I said, you know what? I said, the United States has New Orleans, okay? And the New Orleans Carnival, it brings in annually like $400 million a year. I said, okay. And I looked at this market and I said, you know what? The US needs to enter this carnival market. I'll tell you something here. This is how I am thinking towards the United States. This is how the US government feels about me. Let's show that again. They claim that I'm unfit to be a citizen because I don't have good character. And this is what I'm thinking about the United States. Okay, I'm thinking how to make this country better and prosperous. What markets they can enter into and potentially compete. Just like when I invented the iPod. And I want you guys to do me a favor. Share this video everywhere. Okay? Just like when I invented the iPod. Just like when I invented the Kindle. Just like when I invented interactive media. I still have the paperwork. Okay? Just like PennyNet. just like RadioNet, and wait till I tell you RadioNet. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you how unfit I am to be a US citizen. Just like I invented RadioNet, and I'm gonna tell you what RadioNet is. Okay? I'm unfit to be a US citizen. And I might show you the paperwork. Okay, is everyone still there? I want to make sure everyone is still there because I know they're not going to be. Okay, great. So get this. So I'm like, okay, I'm back to myself again. I'm back to myself again. Like, okay, I'm here. I'm in the United States. What new can I come up with? Something like, look, the United States needs to enter this carnival market. Why? Americans love music. America is the at the forefront of the entertainment industry. Okay, I'm like, not only that, they're at the forefront of technology. Okay, I'm like, the United States needs to enter this carnival market. So I looked at the numbers. I said, okay, Brazil is leading in the market, and I said, this is why. This is a person that the US government. Meanwhile, I submitted 2 copyrights to the US Copyright Office. Okay, so I could begin taking out the copyrights on this. Okay, and I'm this is a testimony because I want the world to know what I have done for the United States and how the US government has consecutively treated me. And ask yourself, if I have been consistently and consecutively been treated like this, is this a country I want to stay in? And I think the answer, it should be no. But here's the thing. When I left for 6 months out of the United States, Jimla followed me and Apple followed me. Okay? This is not a joke, guys. And the US government wants me to prove why I was out of the country 6 months. And I told them, and they're telling me, nope, you're unfit to be a citizen. This is why I'm making this video. Now I'm at it again. Okay? The inventor of the iPod and Kindle, me. Those of you who know my story know what the hell I've been through. And got implanted all over my body for it. So I look at this market and I say, oh, the US needs to enter this market. This is a multi-billion-dollar market. Okay? And I said, with the numbers that the US has, with the celebrity culture that the US has, with the festival culture that the US has, and the fact that the US number one export is entertainment, I said, who better to enter this market than the United States? Okay? I said all those things, given all those things, who better to enter this market than the United States? So what did I do? I wrote out an executive summary. I wrote out a case statement, got the business plan, did the market analysis, and this is what I said. And I'm going to go public with this because I need the world to know. If it's one of their schemes again, okay, if it's one of their schemes again, is anyone listening to me? I need the world to know why I'm making this video. If it's another one of their schemes again to steal my invention, okay, to steal my work and then protect the corporation that's going to get it, I need the world to know who came up with it. So I said, look, who's the number one competitor? Is anyone listening to this video? I need to know. Is anyone listening? Thank you. So I said to myself, I said, look, thank you. I'm doing this because this is a testimony. Okay? Guys, follow me. We're gonna have a conversation about everything that you want afterwards. Follow me. Thank you. So I said to myself, I said, the United States, this is how I'm thinking about a country where I've been betrayed by the government, I've been betrayed by corporations, I'm implanted, I'm monitored, I'm hacked, I'm stalked. I almost got kidnapped like 4 times. I got men, trying to like all sorts of crazy shit. My mind was still on the United States. So I said, and guys, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I want you to know if I disappear or I leave because I get deported, because that's what they're saying here. And I'm not going to fight it. Listen, 70 years, I'm not fighting this. Listen, I need you to know who's the one who came up with this. I need you to know who's the one who came up with this. Okay? So I said, for the United States to enter this market, I said, they have to do carnival in a way that Brazil is not doing it, because Brazil is the biggest. They're the biggest because they're a big country, and they're the biggest because their carnival is nothing like it. I said, here's what. To enter this market, the United States has to use technology and create a sort of movie production that takes place using technology, a specific kind of technology, which I outlined all in the paperwork. And I'm going public with this information for a reason. I need you guys to listen to me. They're knocking out my voice because I'm speaking the truth. They're knocking out my voice because I'm speaking the truth. And because I'm telling you what I was working on that I know they want. You understand? Okay, good. So I said the market for this is technology and blockbuster. Technology and blockbuster. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, I said this is how the United States is going to enter this market and compete, thank you, with the likes of Brazil. The carnival is going to be technology driven, okay, thank you. And it's going to be blockbuster and type entertainment, okay? Because Brazil is very like over the top, but they're not technology driven. And it's kind of redundant because it's done, the formula is the same. Okay. Not only that, there's another component to it where to build the carnival, I created a new type of reality television. And in the reality television, I merged every artistic genre. And towards the end of the artistic genre, okay, I incorporated the public. Okay, I'm telling you guys this because I don't doubt for 1 second they did this to get their hands on that multi-billion-dollar project that I'm working on. I would not put it out of their minds that they did this to get their hands on that project. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna publish it. Okay? I'm gonna publish it. I wasn't gonna publish it because I'm like, but I'm gonna publish it. And the name of it is the New York City Carnival Circuit. I did a video on it before. Okay? And the type of carnival is a holographic carnival because that's part of what they're going to be using, which is holograms, holographic technology. But you're going to use it like a carnival. Okay? It's never been deployed like this. And I did my research, calculated my numbers. Okay? And you're looking at something that's hundreds of millions of dollars going into, and this is the United States, that could possibly be up in the billions of dollars. I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if I didn't get this so they can get their hands on that. Then the next one. Let me give you the last one and then I'm going to answer your questions. 1 second. One more. Okay. All right, these are my last two inventions. Okay. Now I cannot draw. But why am I going public with this? I'm not an illustrator, okay? I invent shit, but I'm not an illustrator. I can't draw. And to get an illustrator to illustrate all of this, okay, it's gonna cost me a ton of money, which I don't have right now. All right, so I'm gonna show you some of my latest inventions, okay? Now, remember, I'm not an illustrator, so don't look for perfect illustrations. I'm an inventor, right? I hope you can see this. This, you're not going to be able to see it, right? But this, can you see that? Can you see it? Let me know if you can see this. Are you guys there? Can you see? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, make sure I have it the right way. Okay, this, I want you guys to know. I'll be quick with this one. This is just by hand. It's the first. Okay, Feather, see you later. This is, I changed the traffic light. Okay, so I got rid of the traditional traffic light and I created laser lights that comes down like a gate. You know the two white lines when the cars are about to, the walking lines where you walk, when you're a pedestrian, you walk in between these two white lines. Okay, so I got rid of the traffic light and what I did is I created, that's fine, Heather. That's fine, no worries. I'm just showing you these things so you know. I got rid of the traditional traffic light and I created what I call laser lights. Okay, and these laser lights, when it's time for the cars to stop, basically what they do is the laser lights come down or they come across and they light up the street and you're literally blocking the car. Okay, that's one. This, again, I do not illustrate. So these are just like very primitive concepts. This, okay, is a modern street. And some of these things exist, but part of it doesn't. The modern street, it's going to be difficult for you to see this, but the street, okay, has solar panel streets, but on the side of the streets is a Wi-Fi road, okay? So the Wi-Fi is built into the street, okay? That's another one. I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this. Most importantly, I want you to know about this one because this is something I know that they want. This is all of my inventions, okay? This is something that I know that they want. So here we go. Just give me 1 second, and then I'm going to answer all your questions, okay? This is something that I know that they want, okay? And what I did with this is I reinvented the internet. I'm not kidding you. I reinvented the internet. And I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to show you. Whether or not you believe it, I don't care. I'm showing you, okay? This, okay, and if you see right here, you see here, Berne Convention and Universal Copyright Convention, okay? Renata Jones, that's me. And basically what this is the traditional internet requires either satellite, cable, okay, or whether undersea cables or whatever. And that kind of infrastructure is really expensive. Thank you, Gumdrop. I'm almost wrapping it up, and then I'm going to answer your questions. That kind of infrastructure is very expensive, okay, to lay. And when we're dealing with third world countries, it's hundreds of billions of dollars to lay that critical infrastructure. And that, the difference between having that critical infrastructure and not having it is that you end up a third world shithole and you never advance to a first world country. That's where we are today, okay? Granted, they're using this technology, some of it in an evil way. So I said to myself, I said, look, this is, and I'm making a point. The United States has determined that I am unworthy of becoming a citizen, okay? Making a point. I call this interactive radio network. And what it does is you use AM and you use FM radio to provide internet. Okay? You use AM and you use FM radio to provide internet. Why? Have you ever seen a video of these people in the Amazon? When anyone comes to tell you that I'm not the inventor, I'm showing you the paperwork. Okay? Right? As opposed to cable or satellite. Why AM, FM radio? Have you ever watched one of these nature channels where they go to a tribe in the middle of the Amazon, deep in the heart of the Amazon, and they have a goddamn radio? Am I the only one? Am I the only one? Or you go up into Siberia, Arctic tundra, and they have a goddamn radio. Or you go up into the Arctic and they have a radio. Don't you think it's more feasible to reach more people with an internet that is radio-based than cable and satellite? So I said to myself, the solution to developing countries catching up to developed countries is they need a new type of internet, and I call it RadioNet. And you take everything from all the information that's on the internet and you transfer it via radio. Because the internet is a massive, just consider it a massive library. You take this library that we know today and you take that like, yes, Feather, but the US government doesn't seem to think so. The US government think I am unfit and I am unworthy. But I'm making an appeal to other countries on this planet who would like to have me as a citizen because the United States does not believe that I am fit and I am worthy to be a citizen. And since they believe that, I think I happen to agree with them. So, Russia, if you would like to have RadioNet, I'd be willing to give you RadioNet for citizenship. China, if you would like to have me as a citizen, I would be glad to be a citizen of China, and I will give you all my inventions. And there's a lot more where that came from. Any country in Africa, in the African continent, if you would like to have me as a citizen because the United States has deemed I am unfit to be a US citizen. And I am not going to fight the United States in their decision. Okay, it's 17 years of fighting and I'm going to fight no more. Anywhere in Europe that would like to have me as a citizen, that think, or also would like to have my inventions, the United States has determined that I am not good enough to be a citizen. If I become a citizen in your country, you can get all my inventions. I don't care. And I will invent for you and invent and invent and invent and invent and invent and invent and invent. Or I can go back to Trinidad, which I loved anyway. I loved the weather. I lost all this fake weight. Everything went back perfect. I loved living in Trinidad. Or I can go back to Trinidad or go live in Tobago, I don't mind. But so any country, China, Russia, any country that would like to have me to invent, I would be glad to be a citizen of your country. I don't commit crime. I don't get into trouble, but I don't like people messing with me, and I'm not going to take people messing with me and getting away with it. The United States has determined I am unfit to be a US citizen, but let me finish with the internet. Now the internet, RadioNet, I call it RadioNet, but the official title is Interactive Radio Network. And the way it works is that the information library that is the internet, you transform that into an audio internet. The only thing that you're going to need is you're going to need the radio towers. All countries already have all the information. Everything you can do on the internet, you can do on. Okay? Andrew, I'm an inspiration to you. Feather, I'm an inspiration to you. But the Department of Homeland Security has determined I am not an inspiration. So RadioNet. So what does RadioNet do? It basically acts as an equalizing force. It equalizes developing countries and developed countries. Why? Because developing countries don't have the hundreds of billions of dollars to lay those cables to catch up to developed countries. But what I do know that they have is they all have those towers to get AM, FM radio. And the only thing that they're gonna need for RadioNet is the data servers. That's it. And they're going to need people to transfer the information from the regular internet to RadioNet. Now think about this. And in this, I outlined, in RadioNet, you see these little colors right here? This is what I call a social media. This is social media for RadioNet. Okay? You see the same way how we're on a type of social media? This is a social media for RadioNet. Okay? That uses AM, FM radio that already exists. Right? So the same way you could do it for the internet, it's the same way you can do it. But then, now let's think of something like cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is for the internet as we know it, right? Now think about developing countries that don't have a cryptocurrency. Well, we have a cryptocurrency for the internet. We're going to have a radio currency for RadioNet. So you can buy and sell and trade using a type of non-paper currency. Okay? Think about things like e-commerce that's on the internet. Okay? You can do the same thing. Think about banking and finance that you do online. You could do the same thing on RadioNet. So what does that leave us? That's RadioNet. Okay? And also, and a part of this interactive RadioNet is interactive television. Remember I told you, you see this chat box that's on your right? I'm the person who invented it. And I didn't invent this solely for social media, okay? I didn't invent this chat box where we're typing right now. I agree, Joseph, I agree, but I just got my wake-up call. So I'm putting a petition out there to countries who think that I'm valuable, who think that my work is valuable, and who would like me to move there. I do not commit crime. I'm not a burden. I am not crazy. I just consecutively have had my work stolen by people in the United States, and the US government has deemed I am unfit to be a US citizen. And I'm like, I'm not fighting you anymore. Whatever. Okay, so remember I said to you that you see this box that you're typing in, this chat box, this super chat? Okay, this is a part of interactive media. Interactive media I invented for the UN when I was at the UN. Okay, now interactive media was not supposed to be just for YouTube and just when you're doing a live video on Facebook and Instagram. No, the original purpose of this chat box was for television. Okay, so whenever you would watch the news, and they would never put this on television, and I realize now why they wouldn't, because of the kinds of comments that's going to come through, and they may not be able to filter them out fast enough. But the original interactive media, okay, wasn't for YouTube, wasn't for Facebook. They took it and ran with it. It was for television, and this is what it was supposed to look like. So let's look at this, okay? I'm going to show you. This is the television. Let's say these are people dancing on television. These icons are you. You, me, someone else, someone else, someone else, someone else, right? And it's called MMS2TV. MMS, Multimedia Messaging to Television. And this is us. So no longer are scripted people going to be on television. Let's say you're watching your favorite show. You sign in, you go into interactive television, you're on television. And you are at the bottom of the screen of the and when you type something, it's called SMS2TV. Look at it right there. Inventor, okay? SMS2TV, all the SMSs, they show up here, and all of this is on your television. So I can watch you and you and you and you and you, okay? So I wanted to show you that. And the reason why I wanted to show you that is because I wouldn't be surprised if this is not to get a hold of this. Okay? So now you know the hell I've been through for 17 years. All right, let me answer some questions. All right, let's answer some questions. So, okay, let's go back. Yep, they do that. So did anyone go to the website Experian and they did it? Okay. Everyone right now, if it's possible, go pond and type in your email and it's gonna let you know if you're hacked. These things if you're not hacked. Okay? These things cannot be done if you're not hacked. All right? Hold on. So that go to haveibeenpawned.com, type in your email, and it's gonna let you know if you've been hacked. And it's gonna let you know who hacked you. Okay, or where the hack took place and what was taken. All right, let's see. Gumdrop, that's something that they tried to do to me. Gumdrop said that's what they've been doing to me, but changing me into a man. Absolutely. And let me be honest with you and tell you something. When I left the United States for 6 months, okay, in 6 months, I shrunk back down to size 2. My hair, which is naturally curly, loose curls, came back. Okay? When I got back to the United States, my hair went from curly to nappy. And in 2 weeks, I gained weight and couldn't fit into my clothes. Okay? So I know. And I noticed that's something that they do because I already have broad shoulders for a woman. Okay? I noticed this is something that they tried to do. They tried to make the women masculine and make the men feminine. So just be aware of that. And one thing I can tell you that you should really limit is limit. If you weren't in this program, it's okay. But when you're in this program, limit your meat consumption because the radiation and the hormones and the growth hormones and the pesticides and all of that that's in your system, not a good combination. Hatred in the United States for immigrants. Okay, so just be aware of that. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about this. So I'm just like, I'm not surprised about this. But I guarantee you, any amount of money, I guarantee you any amount of money that I'm gonna have countries. I guarantee you, I'm gonna have countries that will want me to become a citizen in their country. I guarantee it. I'm not worried. And I'm going to give them all my inventions. Okay. Yes, that happened on my side too, Andrew. Witchcraft, but it's more hacking. F2H, Coley Cole TV, it's more hacking. It's more hacking. Yes, witchcraft is a part of it, but don't forget hacking. Okay? Porned. She was put on a porn site. That's right. Yep. Yep. They steal everything. Yeah. And the government is complicit. Look at this. That's why I wanted you to know about the carnival. I wanted you to know about interactive media. I wanted you to know about RadioNet because I know that's something they want. That's a whole new, guys. RadioNet is a whole new, massive way of people interacting with each other. Okay? It's a whole new internet system. You need to know who invented it. Okay? Don't let them put out any documents telling you, oh, we had an internet for the radio 10 years ago and 20. No, it does not exist. This is the person who created it. This is the person who invented it. And this is something that I know that they want. So I'm not surprised at this letter. I'm not. Okay? Think about what I'm telling you about RadioNet. It's a whole new internet system. You think they're not going to want this? Think about the carnival. Carnival is $100 billion industry. They've been stealing everything from me for 17 years. You think they're not going to want that carnival? That's 2. Okay? This is a book. This, okay, are my inventions. This book. From military inventions, okay, defense systems, like defense systems, how to take down a missile, Okay, I mean, missile is still experiment. It's still in the experimental stages. But I had someone in the military look at it and ask me, "Are you a physicist?" And I said, "No." And they said to me, "That can work." Okay, how to take down a missile without shooting a weapon to take it down, without a missile defense system, without a like no, well, without shooting down the actual missile. Okay, because you don't want to shoot down the missile and it lands in the country and people end up dying. Okay, so using diamagnetics, this is physics again, and I'm terrible at physics, but using diamagnetics, okay, when you put two magnets together, how they can repel, that's called diamagnetics. Using that repelling force to bring down missiles, okay? I'm unfit to be a US citizen. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's for some of us, it's intellectual property. Some of us, it's just criminal. Some of us, it's genetic bloodline. Gumdrop. Okay, you need to go into more detail. Okay, I want you to contact me and let's talk about that. Gumdrop, if you're still here, I want you to contact me and talk about that, or email me. Okay, email me because I know someone else who looked that up. Okay, and you gotta teach me about that. Yep. 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 Okay, guys. So I guess that's basically that. No, satellite, what it is that they have cameras on you, whether it's satellites, whether it's drones that could penetrate through your house. You have to remember that they got rid of what do you call this thing? They got rid of lead, okay? And it makes it easier to penetrate through walls because the lead used to block out the ability to penetrate. So they got rid of lead paint. So they can see you in your home. They can monitor you in your home, just like infrared goggles, these kinds of things. They can monitor everything that you do inside of your home. So what they do is they have these cameras on you, they monitor you, and then they hit you with these perverse frequencies, and then they film that. They film it, and then they sell this craziness on the dark web. I mean, and then it's virtual reality porn. That's what it is. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. It's virtual reality porn. Okay? Thanks, Andrew. It's not easy, but I have decided the US government has made their decision. I agree with that. They told me I can contest it, but I'm not. I paid the taxes, and they know why I was out of the country for 6 months. They know, and I told them why. And they came back and they said, no, I'm not fighting you. I'm going to call them up and I'm going to tell them this is your decision. What do I need to do? Do I need to pack my bags and leave? And I'm out. I am done. I'm not contesting it. Yeah, so I know about mesh networks, but mesh networks, which is really great, mesh networks is like computer to computer to computer. Featherlight, I'm not sure if you're still there, but mesh networks is like computer to computer to computer. But the problem is with mesh networks, you can only go as far as the network, right? Whereas RadioNet is you have the same capability of the internet, the same capability of the regular internet. Not only that, you have further ability to penetrate because every country every country on the planet gets AM, FM radio. But not every country on the planet in remote areas have the internet. This can penetrate a lot further. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, so mesh networks are great, but mesh networks go from computer to computer, and it's only as far as the actual network. Okay, this is a lot more comprehensive than that. So that's a really good one. The U.S. government doesn't consider any of us worthy of living here. I agree. They will always steal your work. They see through your eyes. Yep. They didn't like what I said about the glasses. Yeah. In viewing this chat via my phone, I'm unable to do a web search. Okay, so when they, yep. Law enforcement stole 16 of my notebooks and blueprints to all my, yep. And now, yeah. And you're an immigrant like myself. You're an immigrant like myself. They steal, yeah. And then they hit us with this. Then they hit us with this bullshit. Then they tell us we're not worthy of living in the United States and then run us out the country after they make their money. You know, so I know how the game is played. That's why I'm like, whatever. Oh my God, I'm going to think about that. That is a very good idea. And Gumdrop, I need you to contact me. So email me. Email me so that way we can talk. Okay, Joseph, I said that in a previous video. I said, guys, shielding is only as good as your ability to get the radiation out of your body. I'm going to say it again. I told you before, I sell an herbal. It's an herbal formula that I use for myself. It pulls out the radio. The only thing it doesn't do is dislodge the hard implants that's in the tissue. Okay, but it pulls out the nanotech and it pulls out the radiation and it lowers the free radicals. Okay, it eliminates the free radicals. I told you before, if any of you want to purchase this, contact me. This is my email. Okay, it's a detox. It's an internal detox, a skin detox, and then a cream that you put on your skin. Okay, altogether the package is $60. If you're gonna do it separately, get the detox bath. That's the best thing you can do. Okay, get the detox bath. That's $25. If you want the full package, everything is $60. Guys, that is nothing. Okay, I did it, and you can do it too. If you don't want to buy it, there's nothing I can tell you, but you got to detox. You cannot shield with the radiation in your body. With the free radicals running around, it is not going to work. You have to detox the garbage out, okay, and keep detoxing, right? Exactly, and it uses it radio. That's it, RadioNet. And I want you guys to share this video everywhere. I need the world to know who the inventor of RadioNet is. If I leave the country and all of a sudden you see the United States enters a massive carnival, competing with the likes of Brazil using holographic technology, you need to know I'm the one who came up with this. Okay? You need to know that I'm the one who came up with the case statement. I'm the one who came up with the business plan, the concept of merging holographic technology into a blockbuster type film and making it a carnival. And I did it for New York City. Okay, so that New York City, which I thought would be the best place to have this carnival because they get 68 million tourists a year. I said, if we can get half of those, or even 20% of the tourists that comes to New York, a third, of the tourists that come to New York, that's like 20 million tourists. Okay, so I need you to know, if you ever see a blockbuster carnival, style carnival using holographic technology on American soil, I am the creator of this. If you ever see traffic lights, like even if they're experimenting on a new type of traffic lights that are laser lights, okay? It's laser lights. And the reason why I created it for laser lights is for the different seasons, okay? Because when you have a whiteout, when there's a whiteout and you can't see, I made these laser lights to glow so that people in a whiteout would still be able to see these lights and get direction so they don't get lost. Okay? So know who these things came from, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna, in the way I see it, look, I feel like I should not have come back. They know, the DHS knows why I left. They know what they were doing to me. They want to defend these scumbags. I don't care. But I'm making a call out to any country that would like to have me as a citizen. The United States has officially rejected me for citizenship after stealing all my work. And I'm quite sure there are many countries that would accept me to be a citizen. I will be more than willing to leave. Okay? I just need to be able to find work, take care of myself. I don't want to be a burden to any country. I need to be able to work and take care of myself. And I will give up the United States and I will work in that country and then invent, and you can have all my inventions. Because what's the purpose of giving it to the United States and this is how I get repaid? They already made their billions off the iPod, they made their billions off the Kindle, they made their billions off of interactive media, and they have consistently shown me that they have no respect for me. Why am I here? Why am I here? Right? Oh, okay, so email me. Okay, Gumdrop, email me. Okay, and I'll answer. Email me tonight. I'll answer your email tonight. If you send it to me tonight, I'll have it mailed out for you by tomorrow. So send it to me tonight, and I'll have it mailed out to you by tomorrow. So email me Gumdrop tonight. Okay? Yeah, the Joseph, Israel would accept me because of the inventions and the technology, but the problem is, I just believe that I believe the Palestinians deserve peace as well. So I'm not getting in the middle of, and Israel is allied to the United States. I'm not getting in the middle of that. When I leave the United States, I'm leaving the United States. Listen, I cannot continue to live in this country being treated like shit, having fucking implants all over my body. Okay, you saw those implants all over my body, lied, slandered on. DHS is like, you know, listen. Okay, yeah, so email me, right? If you can email me tonight, I'm going to send you and tell you how to. But you know what? This is the way the world is, you know? You honestly believe the US government is going to give me justice when Apple just repatriated 300 billion unpaid tax dollars back to the United States? You think the US government is going to say this black girl from Brooklyn invented the Kindle while Jeff Bezos is worth $1 trillion? No, this is why I'm telling you about RadioNet. Because I don't want them to make up some fake ass papers and say, oh, we had RadioNet 50 years ago. No, they didn't. This is why I'm telling you about RadioNet. So when you hear about it and when you see it, you know the inventor is this girl, this little black girl, okay, who lives in New York. Okay? When you see the carnival, you would remember who's the one who created this. This is why I'm telling you this. And this is why I'm putting out a petition out there. I mean, I could go back to Trinidad, you know, which is, I mean, I don't mind. I had a blast and I loved it. But I would like to be in a country where I can invent and it can have an impact. You know what I mean? So any country on the planet, because I know I worked at the UN. I know there are going to be leaders at the UN and presidents and prime ministers at the UN. I am leaving the United States. The United States have officially sent me a letter. They told me that I could defend their decision, which I'm not, because they know the truth, and I gave them all the information. I'm leaving the United States. I'm going to call them in the morning and find out, okay, now that you have rejected me for citizenship, do I turn myself in, pack my bags, and leave? How does it work? I'm going to do exactly as they say, and if they say leave, I'm gone. Okay? So guys, so those of you who want to purchase the herbs and the herbal bath, guys, I'm not lying to you. It works. It's going to pull the radiation out of your body and you're going to feel a hell of a lot better. I'm telling you, it works. The only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't dislodge the major, like the actual networks, but the nanotech, it pulls it out. Your pain is going to go shoo, Okay? Your pain is going to disappear. Okay? But you got to eat properly. You got to lay off the meat. You got to lay off the artificial shit. Okay? I smoke, so I have to detox a lot. Okay? So, guys, thank you for being with me. Thank you for being with me. Okay? And I'm going to I'm going to update you on what's going on. Thank you for hearing me out. I need you to share this video everywhere because I may be leaving the United States. I am not fighting this. I may be leaving the United States because I cannot keep fighting the US government who keeps treating me like shit. Okay? I cannot keep fighting the US government who keeps letting these people steal my work and I keep getting treated like shit. Okay? I'm not going to continue doing it. Okay? Share, tell the world about RadioNet. Tell the world who the inventor of RadioNet is. Tell the world who the inventor of laser traffic lights are. Tell the world. Because the US government, the US patent office, they're not going to tell the world I'm the one who invented this shit. And they've already stolen enough from me. Okay? So, yeah, but I see, thank you for the good words. But this is 17 years, and this is the US government. What better is going to come? They have all the power, all the money, they have the resources to prove I was telling the truth. Okay? Yeah. Okay, but you got to try my detox, Heather. But thank you for the good words. Feather, you got to try my detox. I'm telling you. But detoxing is important, but you got to try what I do. All right, so let me get off. Okay, those of you who want to get the herbal baths by itself is $25. You get 2. Okay, it's just $25. You get 2. It lasts 1 month. If you want the herbal bath and you want the nerve formula, okay, you bathe, you take the soak. It's a soak. Okay, you stay in tub for 45 minutes and you soak. It pulls up. Guys, look at my skin. Look. I don't wear makeup. Okay? Right? So remember that. All right, so it's 2 hours and it's almost 3 o'clock. Thank you, Gumdrop. I'm looking out for your email, okay? So if you tell me what you want in the email, tell me what the full combo. The full combo, everything is $60. You get it, you take it, it works. Okay, it works. I'm not gonna sell you some shit, some dumb shit. Okay, also, one other thing I want you to know that I came up with is I came up with an organic soap that literally has no chemicals. Okay, I created an organic soap that cleans your skin and it's only plants, no chemicals whatsoever. And it leaves your skin like firm like a baby. All right, so, all right, guys. I can imagine. All right, thank you for being with me. It's almost 3 o'clock. Let me get off. That's right. Thank you. Sorry to cut you off. Love you guys. Thank you for being with me. And thank you for understanding the hell I've been through. Have a great evening and I'll keep you in touch, okay? And be in touch with me. And say a prayer and send some good positive vibes my way. Thank you.